violence nowadays without at least subconsciously asking themselves, how real is the claim? And I love that. You give these people enough rope and they'll hang themselves. Now, we're here today to talk about Help for Daddy Incorporated. If you're just joining us, this is an organization that works in the Portland metro area to help daddies. It's Help for Daddies. Is that pretty fair, Simon?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And if you could talk about a couple of the programs that you're involved with, Andy, tell me about mentorship.
Absolutely. So we're getting ready to launch a couple of big programs here in the Portland area. Number one, we're going to be workshops. So starting next month and then in March, we're going to start conducting weekly workshops for fathers. So this is going to be everything to help dads, from cooking to parenting classes to how to do hair care for your daughters. I mean, how do you do braids?
I missed that. I had a 4-year-old daughter.
How do you do nails?
Didn't know. They don't teach you that in
Exactly. So
school.
Everything these fathers can do to really be a great parent for their kids.
What's the attitude in the class? Is it? I'm familiar with what the state of Oregon requires parents to do. The parenting classes where they tell you how to take care of your kids, and they're going to make you do this, and if you don't, they make you do stuff. That's not what we're talking about, is it?
No. This is classes on how to be that great interactive father. So this is not the required learning of how do you handle disputes and how do you handle that kind of stuff with your kids. This is how do you interact with your kid? How do you have a conversation with your child? And like myself, I have she's going to kill me for this, but I have a daughter that just turned 12. And as a dad, how do you have those conversations, those female questions, those growing up female questions? How do you handle those conversations with them? How do you handle them becoming that tween daughter that wants to go to the mall? Oh, yeah.
When they meet guys like us, I should, it's like, I have a 9-year-old, Naomi. Actually, I should say hi to Naomi wherever she's at. Hi, Naomi. It's not a light-hearted approach. I mean, there's some serious topics. It's just about raising your kids, but again, it's more of a focus on getting the dad prepared for stuff that's going to occur in his life, in his kids' lives, and in his new family's life.
This is all voluntary, right?
Yes.
And is there a cost associated with this?
Most of the classes are going to be free, and then some of the there will be some classes that will be a $10 fee to cover the cost of the materials and whatnot.
Cooking classes.
Exactly.
And by the way, let me ask, where do you hold the classes? Where at?
These classes are going to be everywhere from in homes to restaurants that let us use their kitchen to community centers. These are going to be all over the Portland metro area.
And what do fathers learn in these classes then, generally speaking?
They're learning how to be a good dad.
Relationship.
Exactly. So if it's cooking, it's how to cook with your child. Have your child in there with you and cook with them. How to prepare a meal together. Because there's so much of this time, with that fathers are now so limited with the time they have with their kids. How do you make every moment special with them?
And that's very good, very right. Because I've got boys too. Ever mine are grown, but my grown boys. Went through, they go through problems too, and they need to know how to cook. And not all families don't necessarily treat their boys or teach them how to cook.
Yeah,
and so a lot of us guys, we don't know how to cook.
Exactly.
We're not there. Some do.
Guilty.
With my kids, we always had a theme dinner. It would always be like square dinner night or round dinner night.
Right.
My favorite, white dinner night.
Oh,
we
yes.
could only
We've
eat
done
white
that
things,
times.
so we could have themes with dinner. But what you're talking about sounds like something that dads get to do rather than something they have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds very positive.
There's certainly the argument about having to do it versus needing to do it. I mean, there are things you should know, and forcing is the wrong word, but it's the right word for
coercing.
Well, if forcing the father to become involved, at some stage of their child's life, I mean, that's important. You don't get to just step back and step away. I mean, there are responsibilities you need to live up to.
And I might add that this can be expanded to the father taking the kids out to the store and showing the kids how to buy things.
Yeah, nutrition stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. How to shop, how to purchase the name brand versus the store brand.
And what do you do with what you got?
Exactly.
I mean, all of that stuff goes into it because as a gentleman now, I have to look in the refrigerator to see what have I got and how will I use it. And I found, well, there's some simple things. Rice makes a lot. I mean, believe it or not, you can do a lot with rice. I won't go into it all, but man, you can do a lot with it.
Well, you know, one of the funnest things to do is to go into your kitchen, grab up a couple of ingredients you want to use, Google recipe, and name off the 3 ingredients you have, and it'll pop up a recipe to cook up with that
by
stuff.
the way, that's interesting to know how to Google recipes. I mean, everyone doesn't know that.
Yep.
I don't know how to Google recipes. I'm simple. I look in the refrigerator to see what they've got. Say,
So I'm going to throw in a pan.
Now, we touched on an issue of mentorship, and what I'm reminded of is when I was a new parent. I had several neighbors. I was in the Army in North Carolina. My ex-wife and I, my wife at the time and I, we had a son, and she was pregnant with my daughter. And we had families that I worked with that would invite us over for dinner, and it was, I'll never forget, Lad Bruner was his name. He was a sergeant in the organization I worked with, and he said, "Hey, Robert, check this out." And he grabbed his son and picked him up by the foot and just held his kid up upside down by the foot. He was hanging upside down, just happy as a clam. He couldn't believe it. But he said, "Yeah, they just love this stuff. Here, you want to hold it?" You know. And anyway, so just that was mentorship. I didn't realize it at the time, but when Lad and ask me her name. It's been 15 years. When they had us over to their house, it was a form of mentorship. Is that what you're talking about with mentoring dads?
It's actually going to be even a more. That's the kind of relationship we want to have. We want to build, but it's going to be a very formalized process. So this is, we have a full mentee application and a full mentor application. So there's a whole process that they will go through, so we can really create a great match between 2 individuals, and from that they will take this and hopefully build a great relationship where we have a strong father figure that can help this new dad that doesn't know what to do and where to go and who to talk to, and can kind of help be their guide for a year, which is going to be our program length. Where that relationship goes after that is up to the individuals, but we really want to help. Our main goal is to get to dads before they go through the divorce process, to hit them before it hits crisis. Because I'd say 99 to 100% of the guys we help now have already gone through it.
Let me get in here just a second. And they flashed your name on the screen several times. Why not give your name again and also give your phone number so that the viewers can maybe write down the phone number?
A lot of people are listening to our show rather than watching.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way to find us is just go to HelpForDaddy.com. All the information's right there. It's but my name's Simon.
And do you guys have email sites that you want to give out? One for you and one for you. How do they contact you? Phone, email, what is it?
Yeah, the easiest way is just info@HelpForDaddy.com. That's a catch-all account. It'll come to everybody, and then based on workloads between Andy and myself and
do you have any regular meetings at any time, and if so, where?
We do. We have a meeting every Tuesday. It's more of an internal staff meeting. However, in addition to our board meetings.
Well, what I meant is meeting with the public. Have a meeting and say, "Okay, guys, come here."
Well, actually, meetup.com. You can go to meetup.com, look up Help for Daddy, and that'll show you all of our events that we've got coming up. We
saw a couple of those. They were listed in the email you sent me.
First Wednesday wine and chocolate event. First Wednesday of every month. We have in April. We have a legal workshop coming up April 14th at the Courtyard Marriott.
That sounds exciting.
Now, where is that Marriott? What?
The Courtyard Marriott. It's a hotel.
Where?
In Beaverton.
Okay.
And they are very generously giving us a room to we're going to have a panel of legal experts in there, lawyers, and it's going to be where you can come and the lawyers are going to address topics at a 10,000-foot level. It's obviously not going to be case specific. And a lot of times.
Now, are these meetings free or is there a charge?
No,
Correct,
free, absolutely free. And if you come, you get pizza.
And what
a deal!
Win-win.
And give the announcement again for the viewers. And I'll say I'm a little dumb. What month and day? What time of day? And charge, if any.
It's April 14th. It's April 14th. It's in the Courtyard Marriott in Beaverton. It is free. It's at 7 p.m. It's scheduled for 2 hours. If it goes longer, great. That means we've got plenty to talk about, as I'm sure we will. It can be a drop-in. We like to know numbers.